there's one thing, one critical thing that separates the people who actually build a successful business from the people who start but give up before they manage to get very far. And it's probably not what you think. It's not being a great salesman. It's not being smart. It's not even being a hard worker. All of those help, sure. None of them are as important as what I'm referring to. What actually decides whether you escape your 9-to-5, build a successful business, and reach financial independence is something you may never even have thought about. That is until something happens that you could never have planned for, and when that day comes, you still might not think about it. I want to talk about that today because I just had a difficult few months due to my health. Hey, I'm Eric. I'm a mechanical engineer and auto enthusiast who escaped the corporate world over 25 years ago when I started my own business. This channel is about escaping your 9-to-5 by building a business of your own and gaining more control over your life. There are a few different words for what I'm getting at. Perseverance, resilience, grit. I mean, call it whatever you like. It doesn't matter. But they all point to the same basic thing. The capacity to keep coming back to your goal, even when life throws obstacles in your way. I mean, we all get knocked down along the way. Maybe a loved one falls ill and needs your help. Maybe it's your employer right-sizing their workforce and now you're out of a job and wondering how you'll pay your bills. Or maybe you develop an illness such as cancer or heart disease or any number of health issues. Or maybe it's just one of those weeks where nothing goes the way you planned. Everyone has stretches like these, no matter what they do, and most can't be planned for. That's the thing most people never think about before they set out to build a business. I mean, you'll hear plenty about sales, marketing, and all the money you'll make. What doesn't get talked about is that between here and there, life is going to keep happening, and your capacity to keep coming back to your goal after each obstacle that knocks you off track is what actually determines whether you get there. What separates the people who succeed from the ones who don't isn't that they avoided the problems, although that helps. It's that they kept getting back up after getting knocked down. I just went through this myself. A few months ago, I was diagnosed with a cardiovascular problem, one that I'm convinced is rooted in a lifetime of insomnia, and I have a family history of heart disease. So while I can't say that it was a surprise, and no matter what the cause, I'll admit that it scared me. As you probably noticed if you watched my video, this could be your last day. Naturally, the cardiologist I met with prescribed a statin. Now, I'd been prescribed statins before by a couple of other doctors, and I had experienced persistent pain in my forearms, which, among other things, made driving quite difficult. So, while I initially refused this latest one, she asked me to try a different version, and, well, I reluctantly agreed. That was a mistake. The pain in my forearms returned quickly, as I expected, and to my surprise, I soon had severe tendonitis in my right elbow. I could barely move my arm. And at times, I literally had to use my left arm to move my right arm. But wait, there's more. The other side effects that I wasn't aware of included brain fog and fatigue and a general cognitive sluggishness. Obviously, those had a negative effect on my productivity, and nobody warned me of any of it. Whenever you're put on a new medicine, read up on the side effects. While I understood that the statin had caused forearm pain previously, I didn't know about the other potential side effects. I spent weeks thinking that something was wrong with me, when it was really the medication. And yes, I stopped taking it as soon as I realized that it had caused the tendonitis. The problem is that the side effects persist longer than they take to develop, and I'm still having problems weeks later. So that's my most recent curveball, and you'll notice it has nothing to do with my abilities or my discipline or the effort I put in. Unfortunately, something will happen in your life that throws you off course. It probably won't be the same as my latest curveball, but yours will be different. But something will happen now and again. That's just how life works. A quick note before I go any further. If you'd like nothing more to escape your 9 to 5 and gain more control over your life, and you're serious about making that happen, I do one-on-one coaching calls. We talk about your specific situation, your starting point, your goals, and which direction makes the most sense for you. The link's in the description if you'd like to talk. Anyway, here's the part I actually want you to walk away with. If you tend to blame yourself when you can't keep up with everything you're juggling, as I know I sometimes do, it may be your day job, your life at home, the business you're trying to build. I want to talk directly to you for a minute, because there's a trap here that can make a hard situation harder. Beating yourself up over something outside of your control doesn't fix the problem. It just stacks a second problem, guilt you didn't earn, on top of the first one. And now you're fighting two things instead of one. When life sidelines or even overwhelms you and you can't seem to get anything done, it's easy to have negative thoughts and start telling yourself that you're procrastinating or that you're just not cut out for business. If that's ever you, stop yourself. Negative self-talk isn't helpful, and it can derail your goals all by itself. Instead, take an honest look at what's actually going on. Are you truly slacking off? Or is there something genuinely interfering with your ability to perform right now? Most of the time, if you stop and think about it, you'll find there's a legitimate reason. Name it, deal with it, and let go of the guilt. Then ask yourself, what can you do today? Even if it's something small, like answering one email, writing one paragraph, making one phone call. Small wins add up. And they keep moving you forward without demanding more than you can manage right now. So here's my best advice. You handle the thing that life threw at you. You take care of your health, your family, your finances, whatever it is. You give yourself permission to slow down for a while without deciding that that means you've quit. And when the immediate crisis is manageable again, you come back to what you were building. You go at whatever pace you can, but you don't stop working toward your goal. There's an Italian phrase that I've always liked, sempre avanti. It means always forward, not always fast, not always at full speed, not always at 100%, just forward. Whatever pace you can manage, keep going. That's what getting back up really means. You're going to get knocked down. If you haven't yet, you will. And you don't get to pick what it is, or when it shows up, or how long it lasts. Which means you can't really prepare for it. Just accept the fact that it's coming and deal with whatever it is when it does. You're allowed to slow down. You're allowed to miss a deadline that you set for yourself. You're allowed to still be in the middle of a hard stretch with no clear ending in sight. None of that erases the progress that you've already made, and none of it disqualifies you from picking things back up a little at a time while you're still in it. So that's the message. Life is going to knock you down. That part isn't up to you. What's up to you is whether you get back up and how you keep going afterwards. Sempre avanti, always forward. At whatever pace you can manage, in whatever direction takes you toward the life you're actually trying to build. Don't give up. Now, I'm back. I'm building this channel again, and I'm doing a bit better now. If you've gotten back up after life knocked you down, I'd genuinely like to hear about it in the comments. And if you want help figuring out an escape plan that fits your situation, the coaching link's in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.